I sold something that I made on Poshmark, and when I made it, I can't say that I put a lot of thought into how I was going to pack it. You'll see what I mean when I show you. Simple sales for good profit. Hi everyone, I'm Vicki with Avante-Avenue. Welcome to our channel. Yes, today I'm going to pack and ship something that I made from a plate that I embellished. What do they call this? Assemblage. Anyway, I had to really think about how I was going to pack it to make sure that it arrived safely to my buyer. So keep watching here, I'll show you what I did. It's not too often that I have time to craft, but this video really isn't about what I made. It's more about how I packed it. But let's take a look at it. As you can see here, it's an awkward shape and these items are just glued to the plate. So I had to get creative when it came to packaging it because I didn't want anything to come loose during shipping. Whenever I see these types of crafts on Pinterest, I always want to try them. So that's what I did. I put together this little snowman and the tree, the little embellishments, the glitter on top of his hat. I did have fun making it. But making it versus packing it, well, that's two completely different things. But the first thing I decided to do was take some foam wrap and just wrap it up and around the snowman plate. I taped everything in place with masking tape, and you can find all my pack and ship supplies in the description below this video. I figured that I was going to need an 8x8x8 box, so I assembled it and set it aside. I also took a measurement of the inside. I have a piece of scrap cardboard and I'm measuring it to make sure it will fit down into the bottom. And the excess that I have, I'm just scoring it and creating flaps, which I'll fold up. And by the way, if you're wondering what I have around my waist, I have a back support on. I often wear a back support when I'm doing my packing and shipping. I've been wearing a back support off and on for a very, very long time, probably a decade. If I can find this same one, I'll put a link in the description below the video because I really like it. It's very adjustable, very comfortable, and it's designed for women. So if you're having back issues, even when you're sitting down, sometimes I wear this back support. As I said, if I can find one like it or similar, I'll put a link in the description below the video. Using some large 1.5 inch bubble wrap, I lay 2 sheets one direction and 1 sheet of bubble wrap on the diagonal as shown. I know that I need to protect this from crushing, so I came up with the idea of using a partial shoebox to surround the plate. This is going priority mail, so I don't feel too bad about using a scrap piece of a priority box. I often cut these boxes off when I'm shipping other things, and I'm trying to make use of this end piece. Since my bubble wrap won't reach all the way over the top, I switch things out and lay out 3 sheets of large 1/2 inch bubble wrap. Again, you can find links for my bubble wrap and shipping supplies in the description below this video. I'm adding another piece of bubble wrap inside the little surround to protect the tree and the snowman. Next, I wrap the bubble wrap over top the box and tape it with masking tape. And I finish taping up the sides. And I make sure that I tape everything using masking tape. I tape it to the bottom of the cardboard base, my scrap cardboard that I'm using. I'm confident that it's taped well. In fact, I'm going to turn it upside down and make sure. I'm adding some air pillows, and you can find a link for these in the description below the video. And then I do a test fit. And of course, I added a thank you label that I run 30 up on a sheet of labels, and it looks like everything's fitting fine. So why did I bother taping this down to a piece of cardboard to go inside the 8x8x8 box? Why did I do that? I want it to be easy for them to lift this out of the box. So to do that, I'm taking some more scrap cardboard and I'm going to create a lift. You've never seen me do anything like this in any of my pack and ship videos because I haven't. I've never done this before. But I fold it and score it as needed to make sure that it wraps around the box. But I'm not going to tape it, I'm just going to leave it loose at the top. Again, what I've created here is a handle or a lift to lift the entire thing out of the box. So I just slide everything down inside the 8x8x8 box. I added a couple of handwritten labels that say pull up. I filled in the sides with a little bit of scrap bubble wrap. So now let's do a test and see if my lift works to easily lift it out of the box. I think it's going to work quite well. So now I'll get the box folded up and taped up and in the mail. I decided to add in some heart dishes, 3 ceramic heart dishes. We're going to pack those too. To pack these heart dishes, we're going to reconfigure a USPS priority mail box. Keep watching, I'll show you. I already have the heart dishes packed and bubble wrapped, but I want to show you what I'm going to do with this USPS shoe box. First, let's do a test fit. And as you can see, it's just a little bit too big in every direction. The first thing I want to do is shorten the length of the shoe box. And to do that, we need to know the length of the flaps. They're normally about 2.5 inches. So in addition to the length of the dishes that I'm putting inside, I need to add at least 2.5 inches for the new flaps. Using my cutting board, and everybody always asks me, where did you get your cutting board? I just picked this up at Walmart, not sponsored, but I love this cutting board and I like to use the back side of it. And I'm cutting where I need to shorten the box. And this piece that I'm cutting off, well, you already saw this piece being used when I shipped my snowman plate, so I have things a little bit out of order. Next, we'll have to measure and mark for the 2.5 inch new, yes new, end flaps. Next, flip the box upside down and on the back side, and again mark it for the 2.5 inch end flaps. Now I'm going to show you how to reconfigure the shape of this shoe box. And to do that, we need to find the middle of each panel. You know, we have 4 sides to the box. I'm going to call it a panel, 4 panels. And we need to find the center lengthwise of each section or panel. Next, flip the box upside down, and on the back side, I'm finding the width of the section of box, and then I'm finding the center. And I'm drawing a line lengthwise from end flap to end flap. And you'll see that I'm repeating this process for all 4 sides of the box, all 4 panels if you wish. I need to find the center, mark it, and I'm drawing a line lengthwise. Again, repeat this for all 4 sides of the box. When one side is done, flip it over and do the panel on the opposite side. Now that we have our center line drawn lengthwise on all 4 sides of the box, using a scoring tool, we're going to score the length of the box. And it does help to use a ruler when you're scoring the box. It really helps to keep a straight line. Remember, we're not cutting the box, we're only scoring it, so you don't want to press too hard, but just enough that it pierces the surface slightly. Every place that we've drawn the line down through the center, we need to cut new flaps. And we need to do this on both ends of the box. I insert another cutting board, a smaller cutting board, inside the box, and then using a utility knife, I cut the new flaps. If you've never seen me do this technique before, you're probably wondering what I'm up to, but keep watching and you'll see. Rotate the box to the opposite side and again, cut the new flaps along the lines that we created. You will also need to cut new flaps that line up with the original flaps on the opposite end. I know it sounds confusing, but every place that we have a flap cut on one end of the box, we want to match that on the other end. Sometimes it's just easier to show you. Keep watching. And the end where we created the new flaps, we need to score that at that 2.5 inch mark. You know, I said the flaps are 2.5 inches. We need to create a score line so those new flaps will be able to fold. And do that on both sides of the box. Now you can see a little easier what we're doing here. I'm just bending the new flaps along the score line, and we'll do that on the top and bottom. So we started out with a shoe box that's sort of rectangular, and those score lines along the length of this box, well, as we give a little pressure along those score lines and rotate it slightly, the box becomes shorter and wider. Isn't that crazy how that works? And yes, we have some extra flaps to deal with, but that's okay. I'll show you how we tuck everything in, and then we'll add some tape. I have found that it's easiest to work with if we just lay it on the table, fold in the side flaps, fold in the bottom, fold down the top. Resting it on the table helps a lot. And then apply a few pieces of your packing tape. I will add more tape before I ship it. Let's do another test fit. I'm going to try some air pillows in the bottom. And I almost forgot my thank you note, but I got it on here. I'm unable to fit 2 air pillows on top, so instead I just used some more large 1/2-inch bubble wrap. Let's get all those crazy flaps folded in again, starting with the sides, and then the top or the bottom, whichever way you prefer to do it. But as I said, it does help if you rest it on a table. Again, let's get some tape on here, and I will add more tape before I ship it. This is a great technique when you need something that's shorter and wider and you don't have the right size box. Try configuring a box and see what you come up with. I've got a couple of videos out there now using this technique. I'm adding more tape before I put it in the mail. If you like these kind of videos, I appreciate a thumbs up. I invite you to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And as always, thanks for watching. I'm Vicki with Avante-Avenue. We'll see you soon. Be sure to subscribe. Simple sales for good profit.